Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor Ray. If you're new here, I'm a Brooklyn-based actor, athlete, and activist, and I am in South Africa. So this is the second stop of my honeymoon. I also have a video from our visit to the Seychelles and also just our flight experience on Emirates, which was amazing. And we have 2 more stops after this. So I'm staying at Lion Sands. It is on the Sabi Sands Game Reserve, which is right across from Kruger National Park. And we are headed to one of our game drives. In this video, I will be vlogging throughout our stay here. We're staying for 4 days, but I'll also just be giving you a full tour of the property, of our room. We're staying in the River Lodge, River Suite, and just everything you need to know. So let's do it. We got onto our connecting flight from Johannesburg. Right before this, we were in the Seychelles. We got on a pretty small plane, but honestly, it still was like 30-ish people on it, so it wasn't teeny tiny, definitely small. But I have to say, I was pretty nervous about this flight, and it was smooth sailing. Honestly, not even really any turbulence. Then you fly over Kruger National Park into your airport. The airport here is Skakuza. I feel like I'm saying it right. I tried to say it 10 million times during this trip. We took Airlink, which I actually think might be the only airline that lands there. The airport is super cute. It's actually really new and beautiful, but it's teeny tiny and not intimidating. I feel like all of the airports in South Africa were significantly less intimidating than the ones in the US, which stressed me out. We got our bags. We met our field guide who we had for the entire rest of our stay and got right into it.
Nice big male here with the big horns lying down here. You see all of them going there, all the youngsters.
Oh shoot! Wow, they're so fluffy.
Yeah. Guys, that's called a waterbuck. You see that white ring around the backside there, guys? Yeah. Makes a nice target for the lions, you know.
He's posing for it.
Yeah.
So as you can see, you get picked up by your field guide that you have for the entirety of your stay. Ours name was AP. He was absolutely an icon. And then you're brought to your lodge. So we stayed at the River Lodge. We stayed in the River Suite. That is a specific room that we have, which you'll see a little bit later on. But everyone comes on in their safari vehicles, and then right away you get a little tour of just the entrance and the facilities, like the lobby, and there's a couple like common spaces throughout the resort. I have to tell you, this place was beautiful. Like, you're brought to this room right away when you arrive, and you're given kind of like your whole welcome spiel, how it works. You wake up every day at 5 a.m. with your field guide, and then you have your morning game drive, and you'll see us do that. So you kind of get the whole rundown. You're also introduced to your butler. Your butler is essentially your server for all of your meals throughout your stay. And friends, you better tip your butler. You better be nice to them. You better treat them kind and with respect, because they are out here working and they do an amazing job. This is where we sit for outdoor dining, and then you can also sit inside because it does get a little bit chilly at night. You're overlooking the Sabi River, and this was our first meal there. It's all inclusive, and you really just eat the entire time. So happy to be here. After we ate lunch, our room was ready. Can you hear? Just listen. You can just hear the bush buzzing like the entire time that you're here. Our room was beautiful. It was the River Lodge, River Suite. We had a private pool. We had a deck. The shower was humongous. The bed was so comfortable. You have this mosquito net that hangs down the entire night while you sleep, and they set up the room for you. It does have turn down service. And I have to say, of every hotel I've been to in my life, the housekeeping here was the best I've ever experienced. Like, it was immaculate. I really do have to say that. Take another look at our room. Like, gorgeous. This giant soaking tub really was so useful. One of our days was more chilly than we expected. We came in September, so it's winter here, but summer for us in the US. So if you're in the United States, you really have to plan accordingly because the seasons are reversed. Now, it's not as cold as it is for winter for me in New York by any means, but it was chilly on some days. So we stayed in between game drives and just like soaked in the bathtub, and that was amazing. Your pool, don't be shocked if you see an elephant drinking some water out of there or some monkeys playing around in it. It happens. One of our friends saw a hyena walking on his balcony. Like, you're out here in nature, like you really are. So don't think that you're like completely secluded. But I have to say, I felt safe the entire time. I felt super, super safe. This is the mini bar in the room, and again, just reminding you that everything is all inclusive. So all of your drinks, your cocktails, your beer, wine, champagne, everything, including this mini bar, is included. I just want to show you how cute this is. Look, it's a letter from the owner.
Oh, really?
It's like a handwritten letter. Isn't that so cute?
That's funny.
You are safe, loved, and completely cared for. That's so cute. We got here in the afternoon, and the first thing we saw were these elephants from our window. We were honestly amazed. So this is continuing on day one. After we ate lunch and got settled in, we went on our first game drive. This was the afternoon game drive, which in a full day would be your second game drive of the day. And we saw a line right away. Like, honestly, the safari was really giving. We saw every animal that we wanted to see, saw the big five, like so quickly. We saw everything. Can you not tell me this line is not the most majestic thing you've ever seen? Like, you know it is. As the sun was setting, we had our field guide, we had a second field guide, and then you also have a tracker. The tracker is at the front of the safari vehicle. His name was Joe. Again, amazing. Tip everyone, be kind to everyone. I really want to reinforce that. Please do. And Joe was really killing it. He was finding all the animals. He was showing us all the animals. And honestly, like, this is so authentic. They have no idea where the animals are. The animals are not being tracked, like, with any kind of technology. They're just really looking for them in the bush. And it was really magical. It really was. So at this moment, we did a bit of off-roading. Like, honestly, Joe jumped out of the safari vehicle to move a log from like a tree. Like, you are just out here. And we found a wild cat. I can't remember if it's a cheetah or if it's a leopard. I'm trash right now, but it was amazing. Wow, is this a cheetah or a leopard? Oh my gosh, wow, horrible voiceover. Anyway, then you have sundowners. You're just in the bush, walking around, outside, no fence, nothing, just out here in the wild, drinking cocktails. You have happy hour in the bush. Like, again, I felt super, super safe this entire time, but you're just like where the wild animals are. You can't see any. They like find a secluded spot that is safe, but you can see the team setting it up. Pierre, AP, and Joe. They're setting up our little drink station, and you always have snacks. The vibes are beyond immaculate. They are next level. I think I cried from the joy and the like magic of this moment. Then we are heading back to the resort for dinner. I ate so many meals, and like I said, you have happy hour in the bush where you eat more snacks, but you are of course always ready for dinner. So we had a quick dinner and then we went to sleep because we were absolutely exhausted after our trip from the Seychelles. So let's do it all again tomorrow morning. Good morning. Now I mushed a couple of days together because a lot of the days were the same thing on repeat. So in the morning, you wake up, you get some little snacks, you get your coffee, you get your tea, whatever you need. In the safari vehicle, they have blankets, they have hot water bottles. So if it's chilly, they got you covered. Definitely wear layers, like all the layers. Then you're off. You're on your first game drive of the day, and sometimes you see a lot of animals at first, sometimes you don't, but we were pretty successful every day of our game drive. This is my gorgeous husband, Richard. You probably know that by now. And he had to get a safari hat. He was loving it. And you really don't see many of the other vehicles while you're out. It's kind of like you're just out there alone. You kind of get the rules when you first get there. You don't want to stand up in the vehicle. You obviously don't want to jump out of it. And the animals kind of see the giant vehicle as just another animal almost. So they don't really bother you at all. After you do your morning game drive, of course, you got to get some drinks in the bush. And I'll show you a little bit later. We were drinking amarula with coffee and hot chocolate, and it was amazing. That was my breakfast drink. And this is our safari vehicle. It fits 6 people. It was us and 2 other couples, one couple from Canada, another couple from the US. And look at these little monkeys. I honestly didn't even know there were monkeys in the area that we were in South Africa. These are pretty small. They're not like giant monkeys like gorillas or anything larger, but they're very cute. They were also very mischievous. Then we have zebras. Did you know a like herd of zebras is called a dazzle? Come on, I love that for them. It's really giving. And then we also saw some areas that the ground was burnt. They did like controlled burnings of areas of the bush for different reasons that I don't really know because I'm not an environmental scientist. Then we saw this herd and it was massive. It was like so many. And that was very cool also. And then at the end, we head back, of course, for breakfast. So keep in mind, you've had snacks, you've had drinks and snacks in the bush, and then you get breakfast, and then you have time to chill. So on this day, we went to the pool. It was so hot this day. The pool is absolutely beautiful. We went to the pool that everyone can use, not just the one that was in our little private suite, because we wanted to hang out with people, and the vibes were fun. A lot more people ended up coming, and it's a pretty small group. You're only there with about 30 other people, so you really make friends with everyone. Pretty soon it's time to eat again. Friends, I'm not joking when I say all that you do is eat. And I mean, I'm not mad about it. The food was so good. This was like a vegan option that day. It was like chili with this homemade bread. We got these skewers with a salad. Like, come on. We also got a Caesar salad. It was I really can't express anymore how good this food was, especially for something all-inclusive, like wild. Then we did a massage at the spa. I know I'm hyping this place up so hard. I know that I am, but I have to tell you that this is the best massage I've ever gotten in my life. And the value of the US dollar or the euro in South Africa, when you exchange it for the rand, is so high. So that's one more reason why I very much encourage you to get a massage, and I very much encourage that you tip everyone a significant amount, because we have really good conversion if you're from the US or you're from Europe. So please do. Our masseuse was an icon. It was glorious. You're going to see the room in a moment, but this is the whole spa area. It also has a separate pool here, but this pool wasn't heated whatsoever, so it was giving ice cold, and so we did not put our bodies in it, but we did look. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous. It was really giving. Then it was time for our couples massage before our afternoon game drive. So I had a little bit of an outfit change, and today we saw so many elephants. It was absolutely wild. It was amazing. It was magical. Just take a look. This elephant in particular, our field guide warned us that he was in heat and he was agitated, so that he might try and charge the safari vehicle. So they were getting ready to reverse. It was giving exciting, but also kind of scary. So that was at this moment right here. Then we saw a rhinoceros, which is honestly pretty rare. After that, we spotted our lion from day one with his brother. It was very much giving Mufasa and Scar vibes, and it was crazy how close we got to the lions. The sunset every single day was honestly so beautiful. I feel like this is such a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And even though I say once in a lifetime, I'm planning on when we can go back, because I feel like it's the kind of thing that once you do this, if you're able to, you feel like you just need to do it again. On our last night, it was Bamba night. So there's singing, there's dancing, and traditional South African food. So I'll show you a little bit of what that was like. Oh yeah, whatever we see around this corner is gonna be lit. Oh, freaking
That's cool.
Ultimately, while the food was delicious and the music was amazing, I feel like this is the most kind of touristy, gimmicky part of the experience, and I'm not sure how truly authentic it is, so I would love to hear from a South African. These are our field guides. This is IP.
How's it going?
This is Pierre.
Hi.
They help us find all the fun stuff.
Yeah. Delicate process, you know. You must add a whole 1 sachet of hot chocolate, and then you must let it sit for a minute. You know, then you go to the back. You're gonna fetch the good stuff, the secret ingredient. You know, so then the secret ingredient is elephant's milk, also known as amarula. So then what you do is just splash here, splash here, splash there. Then you have to stir it first before you add the coffee.
Oh yeah, pro tip.
Pro tip.
So see, after the coffee has brewed for 4 minutes, you add it gently to your hot chocolate mixture.
Gently.
Gently.
Yes, and then give it a slight stir. Tastes like heaven.
For our last game drive, we did see a leopard in a tree eating the kill from the night before, and we were right under it with our safari vehicle, so that was wild. This was actually a different leopard that we saw, and we went off-roading to find this one. Our last morning was super successful. We saw so many fun things, and I feel so lucky that we saw the Big Five and more during our safari. I feel like the field guides, the trackers, everyone that works at Lion Sands is so talented and skilled, and they also just make the entire experience so much fun. Finally, we headed off back to the airport. This is actually in the airport, and we're done. All right, we are saying bye to Lion Sands. This is the airport. Unreal. And we're heading on our flight. Next stop is Cape Town.